Fire.
Hi YouTube, so we're back again with...
Hang on, who are you?
I'm Craig from Dino Talk.
And what are you doing?
Who are you, Jay?
I'm me.
So this is not the K24 anymore, so the titles probably want to swap them around a bit, but...
So this is the new improved RX8. Improved, is that the correct?
Well, I'm hoping so. This is the LT 5.3. Bought it with supposedly with a lifter damage. They have displacement on demand lifters, like big heavy lifters, cam followers basically, whatever you want to call them. It wasn't that in the end. It was the piston rings were gummed in, and the all the valves were absolutely destroyed in it. They were just pitted to death. Which is
a direct injection thing,
I think so, yeah. And also because this is effectively fitted into like trucks and pickups and whatever. We don't know the history yet.
No, it could have done like a million miles or something.
I mean, it didn't look that bad, but it could have done a lot of miles. And they also have like a really, really low octane fuel in America. So a lot of people just run on the cheapest rubbish they can, which doesn't do the valve train any good. And they run them very weak and they've got high compression. Valves are really cheap for them when you can't, but unfortunately now they're all on back order, so I had to pay through the nose for
them. Did you find a new set, did you?
Yeah, I put new.
Just GM?
GM inlets and I can't remember the name. There were some of the made for the exhaust, couldn't get GM ones.
Right.
So it's had new rings, new GM rings, bearings, valves, valve springs, cam followers, so.
And then cost-wise, how does that compare to the K series?
Massively cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, you know, the K series is supposed to be a cheap, easy engine. And if you just want to literally just chuck one in and put an eBay turbo on it and wind the boost up, it is. You know, and loads of lads around here doing it and having great fun with them, having good success with them. But if you want to do it decently, you know, nice turbo's a lot of money, nice wastegate's a lot of money. You know, pistons, rods, valve springs.
They're all thousands of pounds each item, aren't they?
Yeah, you know, and I was shocked when I sat down in it when the guys on back buying the engine. I thought I'll add up what it owes me, and I was staggered. Like it added up about 3 times. Thinking that can't be right. And bear in mind, a lot of the stuff come at decent, you know, like trade price, and you know, I've been looked after on some of the stuff. It was still a lot of money. And although there's like 8 of obviously these and 4, but you know, it's still cheaper to buy 8 pistons from LS and 4 Honda pistons.
It's not an LS, we've just had that.
Sorry, LT, but
yeah,
I'm doing it myself now.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's things like, you know, I mean, the inlet manifold.
Which is a nice piece, to be fair.
Yeah, this is an aftermarket one, because we want, this has got ports here, so we can put injectors in it, because I'm not running it direct injection. I just don't want the complexity of it, and it means I have to run a GM ECU really, which I don't want to do. I just want to run it pretty basic, so we're running port injection rather than direct.
So you've blanked off the ports, haven't you, for the injectors in the
head?
Yeah.
Took off all the DOD, displacement on demand and all that, which doesn't really do anything anyway.
You've kept the VVT though?
Kept the VVT, but I've only got about 10 degrees of swing now instead of like 40.
Is that a limiter?
Yeah,
kit, is it,
because the bigger cam, you struggle with valve clearance.
Right.
So this has got a BTR racing cam. Philip Billy Speed Shop deals with them, and this is the cam. It's not. I don't think it's actually on the website yet, but it's the biggest cam you can get away with standard pistons.
Right.
I didn't want to have to put pistons in it and stuff because I'm not chasing numbers with this. I never have really. In theory, it should be 450, 440, something like that. We probably will lose a little bit of power without the direct injection, but it's fine, you know. If it makes 450, I'll be really happy. It'll be fine, you know.
I mean, it's only a 5.3 litre, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only a little.
It's not a big engine, yeah.
No.
Not a big engine.
Well, I know.
It's not a big engine,
not in our world, you know.
No.
But if I get bored of it, I can put a 6.2 in here. I can put a 7 litre in here. They just bolt in then. You know.
You won't need it, to be fair.
I don't think I will.
Not for we're only building it to go on track days. You know, it's not
200 horse. Isn't what we
yeah, we ain't. You're not building it for Santa Pod, are you? You know, we're building it to go around Donington and stuff. So
it's still on the original gearbox, the 8 HP.
Which isn't the original gearbox in an RX8. No.
Not the original gearbox, obviously for the car, but it's the original gearbox I had in it. So PMC have done me an adapter via Driftworks, thank you very much.
Which took a bit of adapting, did it? Because it's an LS one?
Yeah, they didn't do an LT one at the moment, and they said it wouldn't fit, and I thought it would. So a bit of a few messages to and from, and they eventually sent me, I just said, look, just send me an LS one. And it basically, where it hits the back of the engine, the back plate of the engine is different, so you have to just like machine a bit away. And the rest of it lines up fine, so that's...
So it's just one bolt, is it, that's out or something like
the
that?
one bolt at the top is in the wrong place. You either read or leave out. I've left it out because there's about 20 around it. You have to re-drill the flex plate, but I've got the flex plate for the LT, so that's fine, that all works. And everything else lined up. And
okay, so the spacing on the flywheel and whatever is
it's the same. Yeah, the
oh,
LT.
right, okay.
Like you can put an LS clutch on an LT, well,
yeah.
they're 8 bolt, but the spacing is the same.
But I mean, is that the flywheel that you had on the K series?
No,
it's
sold
not.
that complete.
Right.
So,
but the spacing's the same.
You use the GM flex plate, and then you come with like a drill jig to re-drill it to fit the Jag.
Right. Okay.
Talk about. So there isn't a flywheel effect now. You use a ring gear off the GM.
Yeah, the flex plate. Yeah. Okay.
So headers, I bought they're LT4 Camaro headers. This side bolted pretty much straight on, that side not so. If you look, they
I don't know, we'll see, to be honest. But
no, but they just come down and sort of go straight down, apart from that side. Like these 2 cylinders are switched, that one sort of comes around and that one goes around the back, which makes them like 2.5 times the depth. So basically, I swapped the 2 ports around. I switched these 2 ports back to front just to make them so they all fit. So that all fits nicely. I presume they do it for like noise or the pulsing, but whatever. I'm not really bothered about that, so that's fine.
You got no water pump on it? Is that right? No mechanical water pump?
The water pump that comes on LT is a massive thing that sits up here, and it's a real big... It's just a thing.
Right.
And it would have fitted, but I just hate it.
Okay.
So that's a GM alternator I've made fit.
Yeah.
I've made... that's actually a Honda pump. So I've put
What's that steering pump?
Yeah, it's a power steering pump. So I basically made my own ancillaries to fit the engine and left them low.
Okay.
And then I'm putting, they do like just to take off for the block. And I'm going to run one of these, which is, it's actually a BMW water pump. It's an electric pump, which I can PWM from the ECU. So that'll be, we'll weld some AN fittings onto here. And then where they come out of the block, you got like in and out. So we can have them Y-piece into here and then that in the bottom hose basically.
Nice.
So that'll be tucked down and it's going to go down under the bottom of the chassis under there. So that's that. It's all good. Intake. The guys at Brian Tooley MSD sort of been intake out.
Is that the same company now? Is it?
They bring the stuff over.
Oh, right, okay.
Through Philip Billy Speed Shop. Basically gets me all the stuff and that. So they looked after me on that. Did really, really good. Super duper trade price, which was helped really nicely. Servo pipes and that are done. Breathers. I've got the valley plate. Normally has all the displacement on demand, like loads of valves and solenoids. And
Gutted all that.
All gone. Breather in there.
You lost your fancy oil filter, haven't you? Your clear view.
That'll be going.
Oh, you still got it, have you?
Yeah, it's going over here.
Shall we have a quick look underneath?
Yeah. Well, wait for the rock covers come. So the original rock covers that come with it, not really very nice. So I've ordered some rock covers. They're on the way. Moved the radiator because I wasn't happy.
The rock covers you got coming hold the coils like LS. Is that right?
Yeah, they hold them in the same place, but just much flatter. Yeah.
Okay.
CNC plasma, a nice little radiator mount, designed by myself.
Yeah.
Took me a little while.
Took a while to get it to cut right, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a learning curve, that's for sure. So, underneath, stood the van up right rather than it let down like it was in...
Because it was sticking out the bottom quite a long way, wasn't it, before?
It was borderline whether it would be okay, because I've got rid of the intercooler and everything, I've just got way more space. I've put a RX7 FD rack on it.
Okay.
Which...
because these pipes are in the wrong place.
Yeah, these
pipes
link pipes really up and high, just because it had the MX5 rack on before. But this is what I've used in the past when I've done these. I've put an FD whack on in it.
What sump is it?
It's a Holly.
Holly. Or is it like a conversion sump?
Yeah, so
is
it's
it?
just a Holly aftermarket. Swap sump, because original truck sumps it's like down here.
And are these
Camaro one's big and
same as LS, or are they different bolts?
completely different.
Right, okay.
Like the windlass tray is built into the sump, and it's the oil pickup's actually part of the sump. It's
Okay, so it
quite
might
different.
survive track days without an Aki sump.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we've got loads of FDs and TVRs that run the F body sump with a baffle kit that have never had any trouble.
Okay.
So this has got a baffle kit in it, so hopefully it'll be fine.
And this is your adapter plate there.
Yeah, that's the PMC adapter plate. So that's fitted in nicely. Exhaust comes down here. I've got the V-bands on there ready to do the next section. It all fits nice and
Yeah.
flush underneath, and
Props away at the moment, isn't it?
pops
Being
away
changed.
being altered. I had to move the gearbox forward about 12 mil.
Right.
But when we had a pop done originally, they'd done it with a slip joint, not back. So when it was in place, the slip joint was halfway through its travel anyway.
Right.
Which would have been okay, but not moving it a little bit more. So I wasn't happy with it hanging out that much. So I sent it to be altered. So that all should just go back on as it is. Starter motor's all done. Alternator pumps, power steering pipes are done. I've just got to put a bottle on it somewhere. So that's just the cooler, and then there the two lines that go to the.
I just noticed you got a fancy ATI damper on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the truck one sits forward about 55 mil.
Really?
Back here. So all the ancillaries, because you've got dual belts on it, and then you've also got, so you've got 3 belts. You've got a little one at the back that runs the brake pump. They have a brake pump for towing. So I wanted to move all this front drive right back. So Phil sorted me out, pull it out. It's one that somebody had ordered and cancelled. So it's like, we'll try to fit in, it fitted. So I just made everything fit that setback. Got something going to roll bar yet. Steering arms I've got to do. So I didn't have any for the FD, so I found something to fit. So I just got to make the rods for there. What else? I had to make new engine mounts, because the original engine mounts I'd used that sit down onto the chassis here, which fit onto the RX8 mount. But it meant like a really horrible long
arm.
Yeah, which I wasn't happy with.
So have you welded brackets onto the chassis?
Yeah, basically I've got, they're back onto the subframe, the bit of the subframe here, which is really strong. You can probably see this side. We weld like proper bobbins into there.
Oh, I see.
Which is how I've done FDs and RX8s.
That's how mine's done as well, to be fair.
They just work really well. It's always been good, so I've just gone back to what I know. What else we done? That oil cooler's done. So the rad mount's all done.
It's about where we are, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to rewire the ECU to the engine, because I kept the emerald off the Holland because it's wired into the car. So I've just got to basically make a new engine loom. Just
We'll have a wiring loom there.
yeah, I don't mind a bit of wiring. I've got to do the rest of the exhaust. We've got plenty of space this side through here. Not too bad through here.
Well, again, it is 1 inch.
It's alright actually.
Plenty of room for 1 inch.
I mean, I only can run like 2.5 inch by.
I suppose you're not going for big power, are you?
It don't need much. I mean, unless you're going a lot of power, you don't need more than that anyway. Not you 25 inch everything next door.
Don't nobble yourself. That's my motto.
Fuel pipe's done. That's fuel pump and everything from previous work. Most of the exhaust I've got from here back. Should still. I might have to put an extra middle box in because there's no turbo. Battery cabling's all done, engine earth.
Yeah, it's a fair one, so we need to quieten it down a bit. Just because if we go places, we don't want any hassle with noise, to be fair.
No, you don't want to get there and just go, I'll go home.
No.
And this will, obviously with the K with the turbo one, it would have been a bit quieter, but this, it's still got the big back box on, which is quite big, but I'm gonna add.
Yeah, I reckon you need more.
Yeah, I do. So I think I'm gonna try and add one in here, or even put
an even bigger one there. Two. You could probably get 2 of those in, couldn't you?
I could do. That's why I've not done a tips. If need be, I can double it back and just come out this side.
Yeah.
I'm not fussed about dual tips. It'll just have one because I'm not bothered about having 2 tips. That just doesn't matter. I think the rest of it is
as we left it.
Yeah. I've got some more calipers at the back. I've got some Brembos to put on the back.
Oh, nice.
When I get round to it, but it's not important at the moment. So, like I say, it's been a year. Well, it's been over a year.
We looked at your phone the other day, didn't we? It's been about a year since you painted it, hasn't it?
Yeah. I think it is about a year.
It's February last year, wasn't it?
So, I mean, if you think about the amount of hours that I've put into the Honda bit of it, it's quite a lot, really.
Just don't think about it. So you always tell me, don't add it up.
Yeah,
it's your motto, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't, because you know, but it was a lot of time. I mean, some of it's still. You think, oh, just swap. Yeah, I've done all the conversion ones, but there's still a lot to do. You know, there just is on these, but it's getting there now. Hopefully, we did book a track day. When was that for?
Yeah, I need to cancel
May,
July.
I might make that.
I won't. We're going to Nürburgring 2 days before, so
yeah, I'm not doing that. It's too expensive.
You don't.
How much is that costing you?
I'm not talking about that. Someone I know might watch. It's ridiculous. That's what it is.
I mean, the ferries and that now are eye-watering.
500 quid to get a trailer across to Europe, yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we're nearly there. Still, all the hard fabrication's done. So if we can do a little bit each night and a bit on the weekends, and I think we'll be nearly there. Hopefully next video will be running.
Well, we'll wait till it's running for the next one, won't we?
Yeah, okay.
That's no problem.
Fair. Yeah. Cool, right. Well, thanks guys, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye.